This is professional radio, gentlemen.
And it's front-wheel drive.
Scotty, have you got anyone you want to thank?
Just myself.
And now we do the after hours. Dun, dun, dun.
Gentlemen, what would you go for?
Thanks to your sender.
Okay, and because it's not a supercar.
But it is.
It's not.
Automotive perfection comes in the form of two letters, A and U.
Long live my LTD.
All right, you are live on 98.9 Northwest FM with your host, Alan, on Car Talk. Matty J is not in studio today, but we'll allow it. I have with me Mr. Adrian joining us in studio for the first time in a long time. How are you doing, Adrian?
It has been a while. It has been a while. And I'm all right. I'm all right.
That's good.
Yourself?
I'm doing quite all right.
Good to see you again.
Yeah. It's 2 times in, 2 days?
Yeah.
Now we don't have to see each other, as I say, for, a couple of months.
6 months now.
It fills up the ration.
Yeah.
On live, we have quite a few guests as well. We've got Mr. David Prince. How you doing, David?
Doing very well, thank you.
Good to hear. Mr. Scotty Doe.
Thank you very much. I'm good.
And Mr. Ed Bunting.
Good, thanks.
Good, thanks. Good to hear. And Jim Barlow's come in, but we'll wait a second until Jim's well and truly into the action. Matty J, the man of the hour. How are you, sir?
I'm very well, thank you, Alan. Thanks for looking after the show while I was not able to get there this evening. So I really do appreciate you stepping in and manning the reins. So thank you, mate. Much
I'll
appreciated.
send you the bill, mate. Don't you worry about that.
That's fine. The invoice is in the mail already.
It could be a completely different show. We don't know how it's going to run with Alan. With shenanigans up at the top, we don't know what's going to happen.
All the shenanigans, Edward Bunting. All the shenanigans.
Hello, Jim.
Hello, Jim.
Hi, everyone. How are we?
Good.
Good, thanks.
Good, thanks. That's
Okay, Alan, now you got to keep it running now, Alan. There's a bit of a lull. That's why
mate, Ed, you don't pay me to run this. I just press the buttons.
He's pressing the buttons today, but it is Tuesday night. It is Car Talk. Been a big few weeks. Been away for a few weeks. Heaps to catch up on. Heaps to talk about. Good to see all your lovely faces. Got to see you guys yesterday, but we'll cover that in a moment. But so twice in 2 days, it's pretty awesome to see these lovely gentlemen. But let's get on with some car updates. Adrian, we haven't seen you in a long time, my friend. What's happening with you?
Yeah, like the cars work at the moment. So I'm just going to touch wood and touch some desk right now that they're going to stay like that. Everything's going well. Still got the 3 cars. The stage is just back up and running now, so happy with that. The disco, I'm too scared to touch because it is diesel, and we all know that $3 a litre is not cheap these days. So yeah, I'm kind of not driving that. I'm scared to look at it.
$2.99 today. It's on the right side of $3.
I'm filling up there. I'm filling up. Yep.
Well, the Strait of Hormuz is closed once again, so you better fill up now because it's probably going to go to 3:30 again.
Yes.
Wait, is it actually closed again? Is that?
Yes. It closed
What time
24
is it
hours
now?
after it happened.
It's 20 past 7 Eastern Standard Time. So, yeah, it changes from minute to minute. So,
Depends on how they feel. I don't blame them.
We were saying at work, first of all, we're saying at work, you hear everything about Strait of Hormuz. What about the guys of Hormuz? They need diesel too. What about them? And then we came up with this ridiculous notion of the gays of Hormuz being on a boat, and it's like they're all playing Uno and card games, and then oh, okay, guys, we're going now, and they start to get ready to move the boat. Oh no, stop it, back it up. It'd just be like, oh, what are you doing?
Well, it'd be a fun boat. It'd be plenty of party on the boat. Good times.
and unloaded chickpea dip too, I'm guessing.
Yes, lots of hummus. They're all just obviously on these boats. I mean, are people dropping them food? Like, what's going on there? I'd like to get a live cast from people who are on one of these boats, working on the boat. Just what's going on in their world.
They've got nothing else to do besides wait, so I'm sure they're scanning the internets for all the different radio stations.
Only so much Sudoku you can do out there in the Strait of Hormuz.
Could you imagine right now if Steve Irwin was still alive? Like, we'll just send him out on a boat to see what's going on out there.
Yeah. Just to try and rescue a turtle from the strait or something. He gets
Just
in
like going through, just seeing out. Look, if I get too close, they're gonna bomb me.
We will blockade you. No, we will blockade you. No.
Oh, mate.
I will concrete the Strait of Hormuz, and then it's a road, and then we
100%.
bring in trucks to take out the diesel.
Oh, man. I
Sorry.
can't actually believe like this is as I was saying to you guys last night, it feels like we're living in a simulation. It just doesn't feel real.
Mm.
It's yeah, it's a bit of a weird motion that we're in at the moment.
Yeah, maybe we just need more corn juice. That's what it's telling us.
Every car in E85.
Oh yeah. Could you imagine the smell from the streets?
Oh,
I'd be happy to be out there.
you'd be high, Adrian.
So I'm no
Um,
technical engineer, but were they talking the other day that they're saying that jet fuel is made out of canola oil? Have you heard that?
I haven't heard that.
I haven't heard that.
Yeah, I heard that this last week, and
thought
I
it was
thought,
kerosene
Yeah,
based.
yeah.
That's what I was-
Jet fuel,
that's
as
what
far
I-
as I can tell, is kerosene based. So, I mean, canola oil can be a biodiesel kind of thing. So it's in a similar vein. I can kind of see that.
interesting. Okay. Might be planting a few seeds on the weekend.
Yeah.
They were the lovely words from Mr. Chad DeBell, who has also joined us. How are you, Chad?
Hello, everybody. I'm well. How are you?
Very well, thank you, mate. Very well. So we're up to Adrian's car update. So he's mentioned two of the cars, and the third car.
No, that's just like a garden ornament. We don't talk about that one. It just sits there. Yeah, gotta let it, stew a bit before I take it out for another drive.
I think we all have a few of those.
I think Matty just like owns like that list of all the cars that sit there and do nothing.
Yeah, this is true. They like to have a bit of a sleep. And,
There's only so many hours in the day.
yeah, absolutely. If I could drive every day, I would, but not entirely possible. So that's your updates.
Yep.
We'll move to Alan. Alan, what are your updates?
I, much to my chagrin and surprise, have realized that I've done 15,000 Ks in the D-Max since basically the start of September last year.
Wow. Okay.
So I try and get, the yearly service interval, which is recommended. I'm not going to take it Isuzu this time, but I was hoping at least it'd get me to the end of August again, because I think last year I didn't actually get the full 15,000 Ks. This time I'm way ahead of schedule. So I think I'm going to have to find a different mechanic to set this up in the next couple of weeks.
This time you're doing Jimbalo Ks.
Yeah, yes. Like I didn't think driving to Sunshine was that far away, but just in itself, I think that's about 300 Ks extra a week. And then there's a regular driving and other shenanigans I may get up to. So, and I'm pretty sure I think I spent a couple of weeks in Mackay during this time. So I've also like not driven those weeks. So the other weeks I have to make up for it. But yeah, the D-Max is up for a service. This time I'm looking for a better mechanic than Isuzu because I don't fancy paying for, what was it, $1,200 for new drums on the rear, like the new shoes and drums. And I thought, look, I'll accept the shoes at what was it, 43,000 Ks, even though I don't really accept that. I will not accept the drums as well. That is just absurd. But we'll see what a different opinion mechanic says. The rest of the cars going pretty solidly, nothing to complain. While Matty moves on, Mr. David Prince, updates with you.
Updates with me. I've had a drive of a few cars in the last week. I'm currently got the Magna out of mothballs and enjoying that immensely again. I haven't driven it for probably a month and a half. Andrew's taken it out a couple of times, but Mr. Wrigglesworth and I share that car, as listeners would know. And I've needed to carry a bit of stuff around, and as we have a child seat in the back seat of our bigger car, our everyday car at the moment, it's handy having a big wagon. You can put those seats down in that, and I reckon you could live in it pretty much. It's enormous, but that's been great. Refamiliarizing myself with that. beautiful V6, lovely torquey sort of engine. You forget how nice that can be just loping along.
Mm.
It likes a drink though, but most six-cylinder engines do. Compared to what I normally drive. Had a brilliant run the weekend before last in the N1. Actually, I don't think we've been on the podcast since the Melbourne Motor Show was on either. I took myself off to the Melbourne Motor Show. Did anyone else here? Oh, Ed, you got to the Motor Show for
I
a
was
little
there, yeah, briefly on the Friday. I was there, and I didn't get to stay long. I had to go to another meeting, but I ran straight to the Honda stand and saw the Prelude and the Super One, of
Mm.
course.
Yeah,
So I didn't go last year because it was pretty much a
terrible. Just
oh
terrible. You just call it terrible. Like,
true, but
that's what it
harsh.
was.
But a couple of legacy brands threw their hats in the ring this year, and I've got to say, I didn't have high expectations, but they were all exceeded. I actually had a really good time, and it was a pretty inspired operation. They had this huge Hot Wheels display, an interactive sort of area. They had all Fast and Furious cars. They had some muscle cars. Um,
The
uh,
Lamborghini Club of Australia was there. Did you see that with
no,
the
I
three
didn't even see
V12s?
those. Really? Okay.
Yeah, they had the three generations of the V12, the
Oh, wow.
Diablo, Murcielago, and then the Aventador,
Yeah.
all side by
Okay.
side.
I didn't see that, primarily from the point of view that on the Sunday afternoon when I went, it was pretty much a seething mass of humanity, and getting around to see a lot of the stuff was pretty tricky.
So
Um,
I went on Saturday afternoon and it was dead.
Really?
really?
Like, yeah, like I got there about 12:30 and it was like
Oh,
it was
nice.
okay. It wasn't like overly busy, but then by the time that we went to go leave, which was about 4:30, it was dead. Like we were just walking through, and there was hardly any people there.
Well, I was there Friday. It opened at 12 on Friday, which actually threw me because I said to my work colleagues, let's all go in the morning and then we'll have a lunch after. But it didn't open till 12 on the Friday. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, if you're going to be 3 days, be 3 days. Like,
Yeah.
anyway,
Mm.
so I had a rant about that internally, but it was insane on the Friday. Like, same as you, David, you could barely move. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is horrible.
I'm glad I chose the right time to go.
You were just having PTSD from the years you had to walk there handing out
Yeah,
stickers
had to
and
work there,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
did you actually do that, Edward?
Yeah, I worked on the BMW stand many years.
Wow.
That's
That's
sick.
cool.
Yeah. And we were right at the front, so people would come out of the ticket office straight in and they'd just pour onto the BMW stand. And you just think, a bit like Antiques Roadshow, some of these people, I don't know where they've been living, but you think if you're going out and that's the best thing you've got to own, to wear, I'm concerned for you, sort of. Like they're just the general public are absolutely feral.
Mm.
Okay.
You should have seen last year at the motor show. It was terrible. Like you couldn't walk anywhere near where the electric cars were, and it's just
It's not
no,
good. Disgusting filth. And then I
no.
had one guy one year whinging at me that he wasn't getting any great service. He wanted to buy a car and he wasn't getting great service. And I said, mate, have a look around. There's 300 people on this stand right now.
Yeah.
This is not a car showroom. Like, come and look at the car, but this is not where you buy a car. I'm not being treated for it. It's like, all
Hey, at
right.
least they didn't ask to take it for a test drive.
Oh, mate. We used to play a game of who was wearing a toupee with my friend. That was fun. So we'd try and pick the rugs out of all of the general public.
So that's when you need like a big leaf blower just with you. Just
Exactly.
have them
A
walk by and
sudden,
just
a
quickly.
sudden gust of wind comes through.
Oh.
Well, I think the organisers, well, I know I was talking to a couple of people in regard to the organisation of it, and the organisers were surprised with the response. And next year, I reckon it'll be bigger again and may well go over the 3 days because but also having it during the school holidays was a pretty clever move, I thought, too. You got lots of families and stuff. I,
So I was just say, funny you mentioned the organizer. I actually know Craig. I was speaking to him last year when he organized the first one,
oh,
and
okay.
we were having a good chat about it because he was saying he's bringing back the name, and I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Like I haven't gone to one in years, and we're having a good chat about it. And then he brought all the electric cars in just to get the name out, and he was saying when he was bringing it out this year, he wanted to listen to what the people wanted, and a lot of people canned it because it was like a EV car meet. That
Yep.
that's what people were calling it.
Yep.
And this year, I have to say, he went absolutely phenomenal with it.
Yeah.
The cars, the quality of them, it was next level.
Yep.
Absolutely next level. Did you see the GDRs that were near where the Fast and the Furious setup was?
I couldn't get over there. It was so many people.
No.
I was whizzing around sort of the internal bit, and yeah, well, there were lots of people I needed to speak to on the Honda stand too, so I didn't get far past that. But I looked at a lot of the aftermarket sort of stuff, which was interesting. I mean, that was always a highlight of the back when it was in the exhibition buildings. Obviously, got a few years on most of you, and I started going to the motor show in 1972. So
I would love to go back to then.
well, I did find cleaning out Mum's house years ago. I did find a photo album, and I had I think there were 8 photos from the Instamatic that I'd had developed back then, and 4 or 5 of them were of the Honda stand. So I was pretty impressed. From that, it was like 76. So I must try and dig those photos out.
I will say though, that hearing, the stands that have and like for example Honda, like you just said, still doing it. It's pretty impressive.
Well, Honda wasn't there last year.
They weren't. No, I don't think any may. I think Porsche was there last year. Weirdly enough,
Subaru was there.
Okay.
Kia was there. Isuzu was there. Out of the main brands, they were the 3 that I remembered.
Yep.
And it was all the electric car brands.
Yep.
But yeah, this year I'm glad to see Honda made an effort
Yeah.
as well. Mercedes was there with a couple of cars. They had a G-Wagon that was out
Volkswagen
there.
and Skoda were there.
Yep.
Yep.
Yes, they both were, which was cool to see.
Mm.
The Isuzu was there again, which is good. I can't remember who else. Like,
I think Honda kind of stole the show. Like genuinely. Yeah, like it's all like all the things that I've seen from the all reels and stuff on Instagram and things was pretty much all the Super One and the Prelude. So
I want to agree with you, but you're wrong.
okay.
The part that stole the show was the Fast and the Furious cars.
Okay. Yeah, fair.
Like, I have to say that everything I've seen on it, and like you're saying, afterwards, all the videos and all that, is of the Fast and the Furious cars.
I think this says something about our
Algorithm.
algorithm. Yeah.
Well, actually, speaking of Honda, I'm assuming you didn't end up seeing it because it was near where the Fast and Furious cars were, but they had a very clean and original EK Civic that was sitting there, Type R, and it was just so like it was just clean.
Yeah.
It was so good to see because you just don't see them anymore.
No, you don't. So a few of you went to the motor show. I couldn't get there. Scotty definitely couldn't get there. So, but it sounds like it was a pretty good event. Like if it was that busy, I think they're definitely going to go again. I remember the issues that they stopped doing it was because it was the manufacturers was saying it was too expensive to be involved with. If I can remember correctly, David.
That's exactly right. I mean, they were, build. I mean, and Ed would know. I think your BMW stand had 1 or 2 stories finally in the end, didn't it? And coffee machine.
Yeah, it was a real, Taj Mahal style affair. There was upstairs, downstairs, and lifestyle store, and it was very costly to do it all. I mean, back then it was like $1 million, just to do the motor show, staff it, have the stand, blah blah blah, pay for the space. It was big money.
Yeah, I think a lot of the displays were sort of pared back, which was completely fine. I mean, they still did exactly what they needed to do, but they weren't quite as fancy as in the old days, which they don't need to be. And of course, if you amortize the cost of having it over a weekend rather than over a week, well, it's even cost you theoretically more. And it's got a I think it's gone beyond translating into sales. It's now you've really got to have a presence there. And yeah, I think there'll be more legacy brands there next year that we know and love. I think.
What I did notice this year compared to last year is like what you're saying, with like Isuzu and Kia, like those major brands that were there last year, they didn't have much of a stand.
Yeah,
Like it was very small. And then this year it was doubled in size for what they had. Even
yeah,
with Volkswagen, they had an absolutely huge stand.
yes.
So it's good to see that. I'm going to say next year, I reckon it'll be even better.
I agree. I agree. I'm looking forward to it already. And Honda even were handing out stickers. I got some stickers. I've been getting stickers every year since 72.
What did they say?
Oh, they had old Preludes and new Preludes.
Oh, cool.
They had, hang on, I've got them right here.
I missed out on the stickers.
Yeah, no, cool. So you had your old four-wheel steer like this.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
that's cool.
nice.
Yeah, you had your new fancy coupes.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Had a nice little Honda little sticker like that.
Me?
Had a bit of a Prelude air freshener. I wonder what that smells like. That'll be
You be careful showing off these stickers,
Sleeping new
David.
car smell.
Adrian's eyeing off these stickers,
I didn't
and
get them.
he may be
and a little
posting them off to you.
postcard with old and new, old
Oh,
and new.
that's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's really cool.
So that really took me back because I mean the seven or eight filing cabinets of brochures in my garage will attest to how many brochures I used to collect at the motor show. Um, so yeah, no, it was a good weekend. I really enjoyed it.
Did you get
Actually, I
any
do have to
brochures?
say,
No brochures. Of course, for years now they've been the last sort of 15 years they've been saying, "Oh, go to our website and download the brochure." Saves on printing costs.
I do have to say what was really cool this year. Last year, and same like with Motor X and all these bigger car shows that happened, that they really stopped with the stickers. Like a
Yeah,
lot of places just were like, no, we're not doing stickers anymore. This year, the stickers came back. Like it was so cool to see.
bring back the stickers.
Oh, I love stickers. The
Oh,
more stickers I can get, the better it is.
I've just opened the air freshener. It smells like
Watermelon.
80s Honda.
That's
Yeah,
it.
response. Imagine putting that in a bottle. Can I get the scent of 80s Honda, please?
Yeah.
Wait, what did Mighty Carbon say it was? The 80s smell was sweat, soy
Yeah.
sauce,
Yeah. and
And
cigarettes.
bong water.
cigarettes, yeah.
Oh, man. That's awesome. No, so overall,
What's next?
so it was a good so it was a good time. I think yeah, I didn't obviously go last year or go this year, but I wouldn't mind sussing it out.
Ooh, one other story I've got for a motor show, just on that topic. I had dinner with my friend last Monday night, and he told me that he'd sold a Fast and Furious toy car, like a diecast model car in its original box. He put it up on eBay or something, and some chick paid $80 for it. It's worth like five to buy new, I think. So he got good money out of it. And she said, "Oh, you know, I need to pick it up. But I've got to get an Uber there." And he said, "Well, I'm in Geelong," and she was in Melbourne. Turns out she got an Uber to Geelong and Ubered back. He said the Uber would have been like $400, and she paid 80 for this model, but she had to have it for the stand at the motor show because it was the Fast and Furious model of that car.
Jeez.
Oh,
It was one of the ones they had. So he goes, "Yeah, my car was at the motor show," and I'm like, "Your model car was at the motor show, all right, whatever."
yeah.
I'm gonna say that was actually cool. Seeing they had the Hot Wheels.
But I think they all
in front
had
of it.
the Hot Wheels
Yes.
one of that in front of it. So obviously
Yes.
she was scrambling around to find it because it's limited or something. I don't know, but
Wow.
All the Fast and the Furious Hot Wheels, unfortunately, these days, the scalpers grab them from the stores before anybody else can get in.
Yeah, Matty.
Yeah,
Yeah,
about
Matty,
that.
sorry.
When I worked at Target, actually no, I've said it now, haven't I?
Yeah.
We used to see all the stuff that Scotty can attest to this. We used to see all the stuff that came before it would go out on the shelf, and
What
Hey,
you're talking about.
I
yes,
did the same at Coles.
I
It's
know
all
what
right.
you're talking about.
yeah.
Absolute scumbaggery. That
you
was.
little hoarder.
Yeah, my manager wasn't very happy with me at one point, but anyway, that's another story. But another motor show story. A friend of mine, so no, not a friend of mine. A guy came into work at Super Cheap, and he was an engineer. And I think I mentioned him on the show. He's the guy that met Bruno Sacco.
Oh,
Yeah, he used to design all Mercedes stands for the motor show for the last however many years. And so his team used to design them and build them and like engineer and build them.
I must get him round to my garage.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I think you might have to.
Do something nice there.
Yeah, so he's like that stuff was never cheap, and but Mercedes just brought out the checkbook, and it was always a good time. So that's the motor show. That's your updates, David. Scotty.
Me. Well, so last night, right? No.
That's not your update, Scott. You can't steal another update.
I was just doing it from my perspective.
I drove it
Everyone's update.
somewhere.
For some reason, I think Ed's gonna like throat punch you if you do that.
It's why me.
I mean, at this point, Jim's not excited because Scotty hasn't said I've watched the Blade yet. So
Well, I can say that because I did.
Jim, is that approved?
Yes, that's approved.
Is it verified?
And then when I was driving to work this morning, a truck has gone by and sprayed water on the roads to like clean it, to clean the mud off. And obviously they haven't cleaned the mud off; it's still all there. So you can just splash of the water all over the car now.
That's oddly convenient. So you wash the car and the car's dirty.
I mean,
Some could
life
argue-
is not easy to use this, guys. It's just not an easy run.
It's really out to get me to constantly just keep this white car dirty.
How do you feel about that, Matt? Scott's had a really hard time when his car got dirty. A little bit of dirt on it.
I would take a dirty car any day.
Wah, 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 wah.
The instrument cluster arrived for the R31. That was the other week. Put that in nice and easy, and all the gauges work except for the 10th gauge. But who cares? At least I know that I've got half a tank of fuel in it.
Can you swap the temp gauge out of the other cluster?
Reckon you could.
I could have.
Here's a fun little evening project for you, Scott.
Because I threw it out.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So fuel gauge didn't work.
Done. You got dirt on your car and you throw out the one thing you should keep.
Wow, I didn't think I need to keep it because the fuel gauge doesn't work on it. The voltage one doesn't work on it. And the temp gauge one, the needle is bent.
What are you saying? It doesn't matter if the car's smoking, right? So just as long as it's got fuel, that's all that matters.
Right.
It's so hard to tell if it's overheating anyway. You can smell it.
Yeah.
Do you mean over the BO and the soy sauce and
Easy.
Warm water.
That's it. I haven't done anything else.
So that's Scotty's updates. Jim Barlow.
Nothing particularly interesting to mention, really. The Euro that I bought recently was going to have new brakes on it yesterday, but I rescheduled that, so that's going to be happening on Thursday, and it's got 4 new tires now. The Magna has been detailed and had a ceramic coating applied, and on the 28th we'll have some dents down the passenger side removed as well. What was somewhat amusing is that the detailer I use when they sort of post cars and stuff on Facebook, usually they don't get any comments or 1 or 2, but they got about 25, mostly because they put the details of my car in wrong, and so a lot of people sort of went, oh, that's not this, it's a that, or whatever. So, but anyway, so that was amusing. And apart from that, yeah, that's about it, I think. So,
Lovely.
Oh, actually, one other thing, sorry, before I go. I did get the absolute privilege of driving Matty's Fiesta on, when was it, Saturday or Friday?
Friday, I think.
Friday, yeah.
Fun car.
Sorry?
I said it's a fun car.
It's a wonderful car, yeah.
Yeah, it's a fun car to drive. I think you were quite impressed, Jim. You were like, oh, I should get one of these.
Yeah, I was very, very impressed. Yeah, I can totally see why you bought one. So
yeah. A lot of fun. It was good. It's good to see someone else drive it for a change. It's actually nice to be passenger princess for a change. It's doesn't happen often.
Matty, you are a princess.
Yeah, this is also very true. Chad, updates with you, my man. We had a big update on Saturday.
Yeah, so Saturday we started on the Magna manual swap. Essentially just had Matty over and Paul Gatt, the Magna guru. He took us through on how to remove a transmission in like an hour, at least out of the manual car, and he just flew through it. He was just like I was like, what can I do? And he was just like under there and like doing it.
Yeah.
He ended up pulling it off,
He
and
loves it.
yeah, he just really got into it, and so many thanks to him. So I've got pretty much all the parts I need, I think, bar one of the pieces of the clutch kit. So that's on order, should be here soon.
Yep.
And yeah, so I'm just gonna set up another weekend, maybe in a couple of weeks' time. Unfortunately, I was hoping to get it done before Sakura, but I don't think that's gonna happen because I'm not here this weekend and Sakura is next weekend, so
Yeah.
that's it's not gonna happen, unfortunately. But yeah, so one step closer. Just trying to get rid of the shell now. Well, not the shell, but the car, the Magna, the wagon with the bits in it, and it's got a 3/4 of a motor still.
I thought a scrap metal person would love that.
Well, before I send it off to scrap metal, I wanted to give it to a wreckers. I wanted to see if anyone else, could use parts of it or whatever. It's pretty shagged, but I'm sure there's bits and pieces, suspension and stuff like that, like, brakes and all that stuff. I'm sure they still
Could you bring
work.
like, Mitzi Bits or whoever, like in some of those Melbourne wreckers?
I haven't yet. So I contacted Jolly's. Sorry, I contacted Pick Apart first, and they wanted all this information, like who was the last owner and who's the VIN and all this stuff. And I was like, I'll see what Jolly says. I called Jolly. Sorry, I messaged Jolly, sent like an online form, and they just sent an automatic message, requesting photos. So I sent those off this morning, and they came back and said, look, we'll give you $100. I was like, that's pretty rough. Anyway, 20 minutes later, Jolly's messaged me back and said, "Oh, we just noticed the car is it's not a running car, so we can offer you $0." It was the actual it was
On
in the
down.
message, a whole sum of $0, and
You should have jumped on the
I was
100.
like, well, I mean, yeah, so $0, but a free tow. So it's something. I don't have to pay for a tow at least.
Yeah.
But Pick Apart offered me 250, and it would have been 350 if it was a car that you could drive to them. So 250 and a free tow. That sounds pretty good to me. So
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get the details off the previous owner, and hopefully
Isn't that
that's
what
good
you
enough
paid
for them.
for it?
What's
Yeah,
that?
250 for it?
Yeah, it was 250 for the whole thing,
Yeah.
plus going to get it, and all in, it was about 400-ish, including the fuel and the trailer hire and whatnot,
Yeah.
and lunch. So yeah, it was yeah, it's it looks like it's going to go to Pick Apart, hopefully, and likely it'll be at Campbellfield, and just waiting for them to confirm with me that they can take it, and once I give them the details and whatnot. But yeah, like they asked for bank details and all that, so I was like, yeah, sweet, sounds good to me. Jollies can get stuffed at this point. $0, which is they'll still make money off the car, no matter what. They're
Yeah.
gonna make money off it. So anyway, yeah, that's kind of it. I think I haven't really done anything else on any other car. Everything else has been sleeping.
So yeah, I think the swap's going quite well. Like you're right, I was surprised how quick Paul got that gearbox out of the main. Bang, 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 bang. I was like,
Just
what the hell?
ripped it out. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
like, yep, 8 bolts there, and you take this off and that off, and yeah, it was out.
It's so
And then he
interesting.
ran it off to get the flywheel machines, which also got done, which is good.
It's so amazing seeing someone who knows what they're doing, who's so familiar with something like that, and can just, it's like black magic to some of us. And I'll put my hand up for that. But just seeing someone who knows what they're doing and just makes it look so easy. It's brilliant.
Yeah, super impressive to see someone know that much about one particular thing.
Yeah.
Well, what was wild to me is like, you're taking all the bits off the donor car, all the manual bits, and then and putting them into your car. So like, the interior bits are pretty much done except for the pedal. And
You
it
will need
felt
that. I know that much. You'll need that.
Yeah,
yeah, but like
noted.
but all the shifting linkages and everything, it's all in the same spots as the auto. Like everything just bolts straight in, and I mean, it makes sense because it's cost cutting
Yeah.
and how to make the cars effective. But it shows that's how it's meant to be done. And once the gear stick and everything was mounted and everything, and I think it was Chad said it's the way God intended it to be. It's that's
So it should have been.
yeah, absolutely. It was quite funny to just to see like, oh, this is actually coming together now. So yeah, it's pretty much just waiting to go, just waiting for that throwout bearing, because the one in the kit was a little bit different, but we'll suss that out. And yeah, I can't wait to see that car driving. And it was so weird to see you start it, Chad, and then you like watch nothing happens, and you just accelerates and it just screams off its head and it doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, you saw it like jolt forward a couple of
Yeah,
times,
yeah.
and that's what it's been doing since I got back from Adelaide, except for one more drive after that. So, well, once my wife was driving it, broke down, towed it back home. I couldn't get it to move more than like, I don't know, not even a meter. I ended up rolling it off my driveway down onto the road and push it into the gutter to like park it up. And and then you guys saw it. It just like wouldn't go anywhere. Yeah, it's cooked.
The most wild thing out of that whole day was Paul said Paul said the people in the States love these transmissions because they're quite stout. I'm like, how?
Yeah,
And not that one.
not that one, and
Uh,
not the one before, obviously.
no,
But he was saying people use them in like
drag
Pajeros
cars.
and drag cars and stuff,
Yeah.
and
Wow.
weird. I think obviously they give them a full rebuild and
Yeah.
throw aftermarket bits in it to actually make it last. But yeah, it was pretty impressive.
I was like, okay, that's I was learned something that day. Um,
The one thing that disappoints me about the shift in the Magna is the manual shift is that the gear lever is ridiculously long. If it was
Yeah.
half the length,
mm,
it would
Yeah,
have a
it's a very long throw.
it'd look better. It sort of looks a bit like an afterthought, like it was designed as an automatic. And
You could chop that down, Chad, in yours.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Chop it down or put a short shift kit in it or something, and
Yeah, yeah.
actually, I suggested it to Gaddy, and he said, with the 3000 GT, he said you get the shift out of the 3000 GT, and then that sort of bolts on. You just got to do this, and then you just have to adjust
sort
that.
of bolts on.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And then he lost me at that. I said, yeah, no, I
Yeah,
don't
no,
think.
not doing it.
I think.
Also, where are you going to find a 3000 GT shifter?
Oh,
yeah.
Like
evidently,
20 left in the world.
no, evidently there was another model in America that they made heaps of. Evidently, was the Eclipse the
V3000?
3 liter?
Stealth, the Dodge Stealth.
Dodge Stealth, yeah, yeah.
So,
So yeah, he reckons that no, they're available. You can get them in the States easy.
Mhm.
But
I will say too,
interesting.
David, I haven't got the same problem in mine.
No,
oh,
yeah.
Why's that?
Well, I don't have to change gear with a wooden spoon. Mine's a bit shorter.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
it's a lot shorter.
Oh, really? That's an
Mm.
aftermarket bit in there?
No, it's factory.
No, they were just
I
better
think
in the
third
model.
gen.
Oh,
They
really?
sorted that out.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
see. I should have bought the next one up.
Mm.
But then I'm used to a high ace, which has got, like a broom handle, so like it's fine.
I think that the longest shift I ever used was my dad used to drive an old school bus for one of the schools in the northern suburbs, and it was this old Mazda, blue and white. You know those blue and white buses? I forgot what model it was.
Parkway.
Parkway. It's like a T800. I don't know what.
Yeah,
I can't
I
remember.
remember them.
Yeah. Anyway, Dad's like, "Do you want to drive around the block?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And first gear to second gear was like in a different postcode. It was huge. It was just like, whoom, and then like, Oh, off I went again. So yeah, no, it was good. It was good. Ed Bunting, updates with you.
There's been a few. I think, was I on last week or did I miss last week?
No, we
There
did
was
We
well.
didn't
none
have a
last
program
week.
last
Oh, there
week.
was no last. That's right. You're away. So last Monday night, I was a bit bored, and I thought, what am I going to do tonight? Daylight savings is gone. It's all depressing, and I decided that I had to have the accessory storage box. It's called a cabin tidy that goes behind the seats in your FG Falcon Ute. So there's a few around Australia of these cabin tidy boxes, and they say they've got twin little lids that lift up, and they say Ford on top, which I kind of like that. So it's a genuine thing. Anyway, there's a few around the country, maybe four for sale. One's 450, one's 400, one's 350, one's 300. Anyway, there was one in Geelong which was 300, and I thought, I'm just going to have a look at this. I reckon I'll get it for 200. So I trekked down to Geelong in the FG Ute and went out to this property, and I just thought it was another one of those situations where it's dark, it's cold. I'm somewhere where no one knows where I am in a remote property, scrounging for parts. And I thought I'm going to die one day out in one of these places. Like I will get shot or stabbed or something, and people will just be like they won't know for ages, and then the cops will be trying to work out where the hell was he, why was he there, usually for some sort of remote part.
And
Um,
the car investigation unit would be like, he was getting past the whole time.
yeah, he was getting paid. You can probably trace it through Marketplace. That's the best. If ever this happens to everyone, there's the best place to start. Is that so my family can have closure. Um, anyway, so I
So
got
you're saying millions of missing persons cases could be solved with
maybe
Marketplace?
through
Just,
Marketplace.
just to check.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I thought, well, rather than just watching TV or something, be useful in. So I drove to Geelong, got my Falcon Tidy box for $200, put it behind the seats. I'm like, yeah, I love this thing. It completes my interior. And then had dinner with my friend who lives in Geelong, and then came back. So that was a fun Monday night. Um, in terms of the other cars, the Vienta that I bought off David's neighbour went in for a roadworthy check. It's not diabolical, like four shockers, a couple of control arms, an engine steady up the top, like one of those engine stabilizer things. Um, and that was sort of it. The rest of it was okay. Oh, I've got to have the motor fully washed down, like get all the old. He said, I don't think it's leaking oil now, but there's a lot of old oil on it.
Yeah.
So that needs to all be cleaned off properly, which I'm getting done by a detailer guy, or he did it today, actually. So I've decided to forge ahead with that and get it detailed properly, do the roadworthy. Let's try and make a silk purse out of a sow's ear on that car. Um, Other cars, just driving around in the Ute, still driving around the e-gas sedan here and there. The Saab, bloody hell, the Saab. The Saab,
You still got that.
yeah. It hasn't really left various mechanics shops
Oh,
over
geez.
the last month. So I got that back today at lunchtime. It has a current roadworthy certificate. By some sort of cosmic miracle, that car has a roadworthy. So I need to put some new badges on it, put a dash mat on it, give it a really good scrubbing, and take some photos that make it look better than what it is. That's the job for the Saab for the next few days. Then that'll be online. I feel like there's another car. Oh, yeah. This is a fresh one today. This is real hot off the press. I got a call from a referral from another person I bought a car from, and they said, "Oh, my son wants to sell a car." So I ended up buying. I think it's my first Volvo. Yeah, I don't think I've ever had another Volvo. Um, it's a 2018 XC40 T5 Launch Edition, which gets you Harman Kardon, gets you leather, gets you sunroof, some niceties. It's done 106,000 K. It's red, but you know how they have the two-tone roof on those Volvos? It's got a white roof.
All right.
It almost looks a bit like an Australia Post delivery vehicle. And I thought, I quite like it, but I don't know that everyone in the market will like it. But to me, I thought it was a bit cool.
Okay.
Anyway, that literally just arrived half an hour before this show started. It's in the garage. I haven't even driven it. They just brought it round, and I get the money.
Are you going to do a surprise for that one too, Ed?
Well, I mean, who would I be surprising?
I know yourself, maybe.
Myself? I know. The garage feels all a bit dull tonight, but we'll get to that.
We'll get to that. Hey, Ed, would that Volvo, if the white roof is a bit confronting for people, is it something you could wrap?
Look, you could, but I wouldn't. I think if I like it, someone else will like it.
Yeah, I think the launch edition got little Swedish flags on the seats and stuff too.
I've got to go and have a really close look at it, David. I sort of haven't. I said, yeah, that price. Yep, we can bring it round to you. Okay, cool. Walked around it. Yep, all right. There's your money. Sign here. Bye. I ran the PPSR check and stuff on it, but yeah, I haven't even driven it, and I probably should have. So
They're actually kind of a nice car. A friend of mine's
yeah,
got one of those that sage green in the yeah, she loves it.
my mate who's a dealer, has sold two of them recently, sort of secondhand, obviously, and he really likes them. He said, I love the way they drive. They seem popular. People gets quite a bit of inquiry on them.
Mm.
I think they look good.
They look a great looking car. Yeah.
But I think they were Euro made, those ones too, which
I don't know. It might have been before they went to China, or there's some Chinese content. I don't know.
yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it'll have somewhere on it. And that's why I think they had the Swedish flags on the seat, like little tiny, like 2 centimeter square ones sort of thing.
Yeah, I'll go and have a look after this podcast and have a play with it. And it's got a third of a tank, so love that.
Happy days.
So they're my updates. I don't think there's anything else. I mean, I did buy another car during the week, but that's a nice segue into Matthew. Do you have any updates?
Well, all right.
That's all we've got time for. We're gonna go now.
Yeah, sorry guys.
All right, guys. I'll catch you later.
Take us back to last week, Matt.
Right along.
Take us back to your little holiday.
So let's crack back to actually we'll go back to Scotty's wedding. So Scotty's wedding was on 2 Fridays ago. Congratulations again, Scotty.
You.
How does it feel? Does it feel any different?
Feels the same, which is a positive.
That's a positive, yeah. So Steph and I drove out there in the Laser. I then parked it up, gave it a full tank of fuel, and Steph and I were off to New Zealand the very early next morning. So we get to New Zealand and have a great first day there. We went to Milford Sound, and it's like I don't know if any of you have been to New Zealand on this podcast, but it is one of the most, if not the most beautiful place, I reckon, on earth. I can see why they film movies there. I can see why they do all sorts of stuff there because it's just like, it's so picturesque that it's not fair that this place exists. Like, it looks that good. So this is the Saturday, I guess a Saturday night, and hopping into bed and get a call at 2 in the morning local time to New Zealand, so about midnight our time here, from Pam, who's my housemate, basically telling me that there's been a car accident. And pretty dozed. Steph, to be honest with you, I didn't even answer the phone call. I was that wrecked from the day. Steph ended up picking up, and then Steph wakes me up, and there's been an accident. I'm like, what do you mean there's been an accident? She's like, no, there's been quite an accident, and your car's involved. And I was before I realized what happened, I got up and I put my contacts in and came back to bed, and I couldn't really see much at the time because it was pitch black. It's late at night. I just see some flashing lights in the distance, and there was my Laser, which I'd owned for 16 years, in a really, really bad way. So what's happened was a stolen stolen Hilux, with false plates, lost control, and drove into my car when it was parked, hit it through right in the side, and then pushed it into another three cars. Yeah, pretty confronting viewing. It hit the car that hard that it ruptured the fuel tank, that all the fuel, it was all over the ground. Like it hit me square in the middle of the car. Pushed the back wheel in and munted everything. Like there is, I mean, you guys have seen the photos, I'm assuming. It really isn't much salvageable in terms of body. But I didn't realize how bad it was, and I was like, oh, I knew it was bad, but I didn't realize how bad. So yeah, it was pretty gut wrenching. And anyway, the guy who crashed the car had to climb out the back door because the Hilux was completely munted as well. When a Hilux is munted after an accident, he was absolutely
And it was a fairly modern Hilux. So it had airbags and side bags and stuff in it.
Everything, yeah. It was like, I think current model actually, or just the one that was just superseded. So he hobbled away and nobody knows where he is. Yeah, so damaged my car, damaged my housemate George's car, um, and and my three neighbors, in one after the other. My car went into the back of an Everest, a brand new Everest, and yeah, it was not going to win that battle at all. So so yeah, I was pretty upset. That car that car was more than a car. I think as I owned it for 16 years, it was a car that I've you know especially with all the things that have happened in the last few years when I lost my house in the fire and everything, I still had my car. It was the one kind of constant that I had throughout, all my things that have happened over the last few years. And 16 years is a long time to own something. It's a big part of it's half my life, which is it's well just under half my life, but it is it's a very very long time to own something. I owned it all through my P's to now essentially. And to have that taken from you is um, pretty gut-wrenching. It's and I know it's just a car, and it's four box and it's rubber and it's glass and engine and fuel and things. Um, but as we know on this show, and people listen to the show would completely agree that cars to us are a bit more than that. You do grow an attachment to them. Like you can't say, oh, remember that time we took the fridge to the Great Ocean Road? Like it doesn't you don't get that with anything else besides a car. Cars
Part
you
of the
build.
family is what you're
Yeah,
trying to say.
yeah, yeah. Cars are like you build memories with them. Like your old Odyssey that you got back, David. Like it took you right back, to when you had it and when you got it back again. And Ed,
Briefly, it came back briefly.
briefly, Ed, your Mini, like it's got a story. Like all these cars have got stories.
Mm.
So there was many stories with my car. So to have that taken from you is pretty rough. Lucky I wasn't in it, and Jimmy made a good point. I quite literally got home the same time it happened. From Scotty's wedding, like a few nights before.
Yeah.
I'm so lucky I wasn't in the car. I would have probably been killed. Genuinely, it hit it that hard. The driver's seats buckled, that it got hit that hard. So the back seats are like bent in half, and yeah, it's a right old mess. It's yeah, very tweaked. So it wasn't until the next morning I saw other I saw it in a bit in the daylight, and I was like, oh dear, okay, this is yeah. I then realized the severity of the hit, which sucked immensely. I called you, David. We had a chat about it, and you gave me some good clarity. And then when it happened, I called my insurance company. So here's a car talk top tip. Um, don't ever get third party foreign theft. Just try to get a comprehensive thing if you can, because my car wasn't covered under this circumstance because it was a stolen car, and they can't pin the crash on the owner of the vehicle because he wasn't driving it at the time. And the police are like, we can't do anything. And if they catch him, I have to go through the victims of crime route and all that stuff. So they didn't even offer me a tow. Didn't they? Weren't even. They were like, oh, pretty much tough luck. They were. I'm not going to say who they were, but they weren't very helpful or consoling or. After a big event like that, it was pretty disappointing because I had a few cars with them. The cars are no longer with them. But just a bit disappointing. And look, I get that's how they work. But it would have been nice for them to say, look, we can see this is a really rough situation. Let us do something for you. But they didn't. I even had to pay for my own tow, believe it or not, to get it off
The other thing, just on that topic with third party, is, and a lot of people don't realize it, your insurance company, even if you've got third party like you did, will not act on your behalf
No.
um, if you've only got third party. So basically, I was in a similar situation years ago. Someone hit me in the back. I had third party phone theft. They hit me. I'm not even at fault. They had insurance, but it was me as an individual fighting with their insurance company to put in a claim to cover my car because they had a big bull bar. And they're like, oh, well, we don't really need to make a claim. Our car's fine. And I had to fight me as an individual with them. So my insurance wouldn't act on my behalf. And that's one of the biggest things I think that people don't realize with third party. Your insurance company will only act on your behalf if you've got comprehensive. Otherwise, they'll cover everyone else. If you hit someone, they'll cover the Bentley you ram into. But in terms of someone hitting your car, even when you're not at fault like me, I got no assistance from them in terms of that. So be wary. I agree with Matt. Be very wary of a third party policy. Know what you're getting into in terms of that.
Yeah, I obviously, owning a lot of cars and insurance isn't cheap, but yeah, I think just for the peace of mind, just spend the extra few $100s and do it. I've learnt my lesson, big time. So yeah, put a dampener on my holiday to New Zealand, but it took me a day, and then I kind of got back into it and felt a lot better. Then was on the hunt for. I was like, well, I can't not have an SR2 in my stable. That's it's a very it's an important car because for that car is the reason why this show really began. Adam Grasser, who's been on it many times, and myself, we were laughed at high school because we had the little hatches, and they were very nice, like Commodores and Falcons, and more powerful stuff. But we we basically said, because we'd always catch up and talk cars, we're like, why don't we do a show about it? And our first episode was about hatches, like warm and hot hatches, and the SR2 was kind of that, and it was part of the main reason that this exists, and the reason why I go about doing this podcast every week with you guys is because of that car. It's a big part of the podcast of Car Talk. So I was like, well, I can't not have one. So and when I realized how bad it was, I'm like, well, it isn't repairable. I have to, try to find one. So I think I did Steph's head in quite a bit over in New Zealand, looking at on Marketplace constantly and trying to find, on car sales and Gumtree. I've even looked on eBay. Anyway, Ed and I played a bit of phone tag, and then I called him on when I was coming back from Malta Peak, and we had a chat, didn't we, Ed?
We had a chat.
Yeah.
I was keen to chat to Matty. Number one, obviously, I'd sent him a message with my condolences for the previous black car. But number two, because Matt had sent me a blue one that he found in Canberra, and I just wanted to suss out where your head was at in terms of, how you feeling. And I wanted to talk through some options because I remember when it happened to me years ago, I really was sort of, your head's just spinning. And I said, well, these are the options. Like you can either buy another car, but is that going to give you the same thing as the one you had? It's not going to be the exact same car, but you could do that. You could take the motor and gearbox out of your car that have all been fully rebuilt and put that into another car, and the heart lives on. Find one with a stuffed engine or something, and have the guts of your car, reborn. You could decommission the previous car, put a photo of you in a nice frame with the gear knob and a few parts of it that you regularly touched, your door handle, which you could still do in theory.
It'd be pretty cool. You could still do that.
Yeah, which would be a nice, sort of tribute, But I also said personally, the thought of having a car like that meant so much to me, towed away, never to see it again, to a wrecker where other people are going to pull it apart. They're going to be the me at pick apart, pulling it apart. I just thought, I can't handle that. It's too close to home. And Matt agreed. I think you said, I don't want to go to Jolly's and see my laser there being picked apart by every other laser nut in Melbourne. That's just awful, So it feels like they're destroying your family. So I
thought Matty was the only laser nut.
That is also true.
Well, Yeah. No, I don't know that that's true. This week's proven that to not be the case.
Yeah.
So we discussed around that, and I said, well, I think it's better if we pull apart, we can all help you pull apart your car with all the salvageable bits. That's more therapeutic and better and sort of saying goodbye,
Yeah.
and then knowing that those bits will live on down the track,
Mm.
that's nicer.
Absolutely. Like, it's not like, I know it's not a human and I know it's not but like it was it's holds a lot of sentimental value to me, especially after owning it for so long. So to see someone just like, ripping bits off it like we do at the records would just
That would be bad. That would be
yeah,
bad.
it wouldn't be
Literally
great.
rip stuff off.
Yeah, quite literally. Yeah, I've seen some stuff at the records. Chad, remember that time we were at the records and the guy was just pulling windows and doing weird, like smashing things, and it was like, what is going on? Where are we?
That's
Yeah,
me. Literally anything I need for the disco. Just rip the stuff off to get what I need.
Oh, Adrian. But at the end of that phone call, because Matty had sent me this blue car, I said, well, is that an option? Would you consider that blue car? And we were looking at the photos, and I'm looking at it online as I'm talking about. I'm saying it's actually pretty original stereo. It's still got the bonnet protector on it. Yeah, okay. And then I said, well, you're in New Zealand. Do you want me to send the seller a message? Find out about it. And he goes, yeah. Send him a message. Yeah. I was like, okay, cool. Leave it with me.
Mm.
So I hung up the phone for Matt. That's that.
Yeah. And then I got a ping from car sales, car has been sold. And I was like, because like the two colors in the SR2 that I really loved were the blue and the black. Obviously I owned the black one. And this blue one it's a really pretty blue. Like as you said, sorry, Ed, it's like an esterol blue in
It's very close to Estoril blue in the BMW M series. It's a beautiful blue.
yeah. So I was pretty gutted. I was like, all right, so I got to.
But right, little snippet. I had to make Matt think that I hadn't bought it. So I said, I said, oh my God, Matt, you're not going to believe it. I messaged the seller. They just got back to me. They sold it yesterday, but they hadn't taken it offline yet.
Yeah.
That was which does happen. That's a
It
common
happens.
thing, right?
They sold it to someone local, you
I
said.
thought that's believable. And Matt said, oh, who they sell to? And I said, I think some local in Canberra, like.
Random.
And I left it at that, and I'm like, for fuck's sake, like I was acting annoyed, which isn't hard for me.
What was funny was like, oh, I wonder who's bought it. I wonder if they, I was actually, wondering where that car was going. And
That was pulling I hope whoever bought it gets hemorrhoids, Just
car drive. I was like, I wonder how low, like, if the body kit would be distributed, because it is quite a bit of a low car. Um, so yeah, so the whole time while I was there, I was looking at the few options, and they don't come up often. Like SR2s don't really come up often, but surprisingly, this week three of them came up.
You say that.
And it's a silver one, a black one, and the blue one, obviously that had sold, and I was like, this is a sign. So I get back to Australia on Friday, on Thursday night. Go look at the car on Friday. It is completely munted. And then I'm like, okay, well, I came to terms with it. I think I called you again, David. I was like, yeah, I've come to terms with it. It is absolutely
Some clarity.
yeah, some clarity. It's completely munted. The fact that the doors don't open or close properly or anything, on both sides of the car, it's bananaed. Um, says pretty much what you need to know. I was like, well, I've still got some good bits. I can still probably make a nice car, and um, I can if I can buy one, and there's a silver one in Adelaide, and I was like to my brother, what do you think of this? And he's like, no, don't buy silver. It's not a good color. You don't like that color, this, that, and the other. And I'm like, oh, but it was the brochure car color, it looks all right. And Steph's like, no, I don't like the silver on it. Everyone's telling me, don't buy silver. It's an ugly color. I'm like, well, what is
Well,
everyone
all
against?
these sedans were silver. We were like, you can't get a sedan color.
I know exactly right. Like I was like, why is everyone not liking silver? I'm like, the chances aren't, like they don't come up often. Anyway, on that evening, I think a black one popped up like all of a sudden. Like, it just came up in the marketplace, just listed for $5,000.
Six,
What was that, Ed?
$6,000.
Oh, 6 grand, sorry, 6 grand.
Trust
And
me, I know. I'm intimate with that ad.
yeah. And it's like I had a few photos that said, "Oh, the passenger side door damage," and I'm like, oh. So I was just I'm like, "Hey, has it got service history and stuff?" Didn't get a response. Like, oh, whatever. And then it vanished. Um, and then I'm with Chad on Saturday, and I call up about about the sewer one, and it's had a full respray and this and that, and and I was like, oh, okay, and I was thinking about it, but I was like, no, you know what? I think on Saturday I came to the terms of like, no, I'll wait for the right car. I'll wait for a local car or something that it's really good. I will, um, you know, be the one to buy it. Be the one for me. So I came to terms with that. I think Saturday afternoon, I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait.
You didn't have to wait too long.
No. Then so was it Sunday night? Yeah, Sunday night. Pam's like so just for some context, Pam's like to me, I've got I've been given a voucher to this Japanese restaurant in Malvern, and I'm like, oh, I think that might be the one that we went to, just before we went to Japan that time, to discuss.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, is it a double story one? And she's like, I think so. Like, she was playing. Like, she's like, look, I got a voucher because
Jose, yes.
yeah, I got a voucher because she's moving jobs, and this was like a going regular. And I said to her, that's a really random gift to give, like a gift voucher to like the most random Japanese little restaurant I've ever seen. But I was like, oh, whatever, a free feed's a free feed. And she's like, oh, well, we've got enough for Ed. Like, well, we're gonna offer like we've got about $800 worth of food. See, Ed lives around there. Like, see if he wants to come. And I know Ed. Ed's a sucker for a free meal. So,
Oh, hey, I love driving, and some other people love cooking, so it's a great combo.
so I call Ed up, and as a Sunday night, we're having a chat. He's like, and I said, oh, look, I explained that. He's like, yeah, I'll come for dinner. So,
I said, what time you want to pick me up? And she's asking Steph, oh, yeah, 7:30. Okay, 7:30. Yeah, that's a good.
yeah. So, I, come home from work and.
Hey, but what we should do here is fill in the background, right?
Yes, yes.
So what happens in the background, right? I get off the phone from Matt when he's in New Zealand. I sit there at my desk doing some more work. I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll inquire on this blue car. And then I'm like, you know what? It's 3.5 grand, this blue car. It's not a lot of money, really. It was actually quite well priced. So, and I think, you know what? With all the people we know, we could probably cover that. And so they ring, of course, for more clarity. I ring Dave. David rings me for clarity. I ring him for clarity.
He's a clarity man, isn't he?
Different kinds of clarity. We give each other different kinds, I think. So I rang David, the voice of all reason, and I said, hey, do you reckon we just buy this thing and we all chip in and just get it for Matt? And he goes, ooh, I like what you're putting down, Ed. Yeah, okay. And I said, well, let me see if I can secure it first. He goes, yeah, I'm in or something. And I reckon, and we went through a little loosely. I reckon they'd be in. I reckon they'd be in. And I came with quite a few people using two hands, and I thought, well, it can't be that hard. All right. So as I'm on the phone to David, the guy rings me, the blue laser guy, because marketplace you can't just ring him. You got to message him and say, here's my number, call me.
Yeah.
So I had a chat to him and I found out a bit about the car. Yeah, it's a new clutch, it runs really well, just past its roadworthy, da 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 da. We haven't had it that long, but the previous owner had it quite a few years, da 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 da. And he said he was selling it to get a Ranger Wild Track. And I said, they're not exactly similar cars.
No.
We had a laugh about that. And then he goes, oh, look, I've got someone coming. I said, look, I'm actually in Melbourne, da da da. And he goes, I've got someone coming tonight at 6 o'clock. But, other than that, it's around. Now, that could have been a lie, but I don't think so. It seemed pretty genuine.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, all right, this is one of those little fork in the road moments. I've either got to take a punt now on this and see if he bites, or 6 o'clock person comes and you probably miss out. So I took a punt. I threw him a number. He said yes. I said, all right, give me your bank details. So bang, money transferred. I ran a PPSR on it, made sure it wasn't stolen and shit, And then I thought, okay, step one, secure the car. So I ring David back. I got the car. I've secured the merchandise. And it's like, okay, now, how do we get it from Canberra to Melbourne? So,
Yes.
so
It wasn't exactly around the corner.
no. So then I was looking at, and this is still obviously in the background, and we'll get back to you, Matthew, shortly. I was like, well, Canberra, I know a couple of people in Canberra, it's not the end of the world. First thing I thought is it would be a good idea to get it so it's not at his house because I have paid money for it. You know, I don't even know this guy. So my cousin lives there, and I said, would you be able to drop it at my cousin's house, which is only Canberra's not very big, it's a few suburbs away. He said, yeah, that's totally fine. I'm happy to drop it there. Great. So he dropped it at my cousin's house. My cousin has the key. She confirms that it's there. So I thought, right, okay, it's somewhere that I know. Someone I know has the key. I've insured it. You know, so far so good.
Your
So
cousin
then,
seems like a good person. Like, I wouldn't trust my cousin like that.
Yeah,
cousin-
you're gonna call from your cousin. Oh, by the way, someone's gonna come drop off a car. You just need to keep it there for a couple of days. I'll be like,
yeah, I know. Right?
are there drugs in this car?
You're gonna get back in like the
Yeah,
wheels
what's
some
going
bricks.
on?
Was this car used in a crime? You know, you're gonna ask.
You know, fortunately, you know, they trust cousin Ed. They probably shouldn't, but they do.
It's from a different part of the world where your cousin
Yeah.
is trusted.
He doesn't know the Northwest. That's fine.
No, he
So
doesn't.
then I'm away camping this weekend. You know, I can't go get it this weekend. I've taken Friday off work. I'm camping for 3 days. I'm AWOL. I think, oh, don't worry about this weekend, Ed. You know, you secured the car. It can sit there for a week. Go get it next weekend. So then I'm looking at flights or looking at driving up in one of the gas Falcons with, you know, maybe Tommy or something to get it. And he couldn't do next weekend. You know, bouncing around some logistics. And I think, David, you had something on that weekend or on the Friday or the Saturday because we were thinking, oh, do we do a quick up and back? And that didn't work. And then the savior arrives, Andrew and Laura, Mr. Magna himself. He messages me, says, hey, Ed, do you want us to go up this weekend and get the laser? And I'm like, really? What? He goes, yeah, we've got a free weekend. I said, oh, what about next weekend? I can do next and come with you. And he goes, no, we can't. We've got stuff on, but we can do it this weekend. And I was like, I'm not going to stop you. All right, let's do it. So I give him my cousin's number. They go up on the Saturday. They get the car. They go to their favorite Thai restaurant. They come back on the Sunday. And as I'm coming down the Hume with my caravan on the way back from holidaying, he's about an hour behind me because he's like,
all right.
so I almost thought he was going to overtake me in the caravan, and I'm like, there it is. So I was looking out for him, and then
you have this one important little
oh yeah
that you created the Facebook group.
oh yes, sorry, I had to
The
create a
Facebook group.
to get everyone involved. So I created that the day after I bought it, which was I think last Thursday,
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Okay, so Wednesday I created the Facebook group. Tuesday buy the car. Wednesday I create the group. Now the group is called Secret with exclamation mark Matty J Laser Project. And I wrote the story because not everyone probably knew that your car had been crunched. It was pretty fresh information, you know.
I didn't.
There you go. So I'm like, here's the story of the shit that's just gone down. Here's the bit Matt doesn't know. And then you keep reading. I bought the car. It's in Canberra. I'll work out how to get it back. You know, here's what we're thinking. We'll get it and we'll surprise him with it. Now we thought
we got ping. I'm in. Ping.
Yep. I'm in. David in. Jim in. Scott in. Alan in. You know, and then Scotty goes, add Kerryn. So I've had to befriend Kerryn. Of course, I'm happy to befriend Kerryn. She's lovely. So then she gets an invite. So then we had this bunch of people go, oh my God, this is amazing. Yeah, in. Everyone's in. So I'm like, great. We've got some backup. I think I'm going to cover the cost of the car here. This is good. Then it's how does the car run is the next hurdle. So, you know, is Andrew going to get out onto the Hume Highway and realize 20 minutes in, like my little sojourns out to Mannheim auctions, you know, that how well does this run? Why was it at the auctions? You know, this laser that no one's ever seen or driven, how is this thing going to perform? Fortunately, Andrew was like, Ed, it's sweet. The motor, the box, the clutch, he said it feels great. It had a squeaky fan belt when it's cold, but loose fan belt. Other than that, he said it's running beautifully. And I'm like, okay, good. So I didn't hear from him much on that day. He was coming back, and I thought, well, no news is good news. You know, if it had busted down the side of the road, I'm the first number he's going to call. So it sounds like it hasn't broken. And the other thing was the guy that was selling it said, oh, my brother's coming up to visit me and he's flying up, but he's not sure when he's going back. He could possibly drive it back to Melbourne. So the fact that he suggested that his own brother drive this car to Melbourne as an option, I thought, well, that shows that he's got some sort of faith in this thing. It's not a total bucket, you know. So then I'm sitting at home. I get home about an hour before Andrew at my house. I've just backed the caravan back into the garage, and I know Andrew's coming. He says, "Yeah, Ed, we'll be here about 4 o'clock on Sunday." Matt's on the phone to me talking about this voucher, and oh yeah, we'll pick you up 7:30, go to the restaurant. And I say, "Oh, Matt, I've got to go. Our mate's just rocked up." Vroom, Andrew's in the street in the blue car. And anyway, so I hang up and I go, "That was Matt. He's on for 7:30. Yes." So then in the background of that, I'm saying to everyone, we can't wait. Matt has found this silver car he's going nuts on. This black car's turned up. He's inquiring on. I'm like, I've never seen so many goddamn SR2s for sale in my life.
They don't come up. They don't come up.
Matt's like a madman on a hell bent on getting one of these things because he's missed out on one already. He wants every SR2 out there. It was
I thought that's it. Like I'm not going to get one. All the ones that will be out there will be munted.
The whole time I'm camping away all weekend, I'm just on my phone on Facebook, and I'm like, "What's the latest message? What's happening? Chad's like, he's on the phone at my house now. Ed. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do?"
Matty, I just realised you've got the perfect reference for Fast and the Furious just there. You know the part where Johnny Tran doesn't have the engines in the car, and he's like. It's like a couple of SR20s that pull a premium 1 week before race wars.
Quite literally.
You can turn around, you can go a couple of SR2s that pull a premium 1 week before Sakura.
Before Sakura, yeah, 100%.
Sakura.
100%. Quite literally. Dude, like they were coming up everywhere. It was nuts.
So that's why, Matt, obviously that's why Luka is ringing you saying, "Nah, don't get silver." Sharon, your mum is saying, "Don't get silver." I'm saying, no, it's a bit boring. You know, we're all dissing on the silver car.
Yeah, everyone was shitting on it. It was just like
the silver car. And the black one sold.
You were like, look, it's been painted. It's probably hasn't been done like well. It's probably gonna have
It's going to shrink. You'd rather get that done yourself by your good guy. You'd rather pay a bit less and do it yourself. I was pulling out all the stops. I didn't know what else to say. And the black car sold within a day. And I thought, oh fuck, he's gone and bought the black car.
Yeah.
So I messaged Steph. And I said, has he bought that black car? And she's like, no. And I'm like, phew, someone else has. It's off the market. Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me if it was someone in this group, actually, who just did it to get rid of it.
Damn it, how did you know?
I thought if we can get through to Sunday night, I think we're safe because you're back at school Monday. You'll be occupied, busy first day of term. But I said to everyone, Monday night is it. My house, be here 7 o'clock sharp. Do not park anywhere near my house. Park up on Spring Road and walk down because you'll see the cars. Matt knows all our cars. Going to see the cars. I got pizzas for everyone. And then I put the car on the angle in the garage. And then I'm like, the fluoro lights look shit. So then I was like, I need spotlights. So then I remembered we had those upstairs. So I bring those down, put the spotlights. Then I get the silk car cover. And then I'm like, we need some music. And then I'm thinking, what music does Matt like? He loves the Midnight. We went and saw them twice together live. And then I'm looking through the songs that the Midnight have, and I'm like, oh, this one called Deep Blue. That's appropriate. The car's blue. And then I think, well, we need some other songs. You can't just have one song and then silence. That's a bit orcs. So I was like, then I created a playlist of songs that have blue in the title. Just add them in. It's not hard. I was doing it in bed. And then I was like, okay, I think they're good. Then Rohan turns up a bit earlier. So I'm like, Rohan, we need to practice. So I'm like, okay, it's got to be music, garage door up to 3/4, then the lights. Thank you, Jim Barlow. Excellent work on the spotlight activation. And then Rohan does the, glamorous motor show lady style, pull the cover off the car, and we all say surprise. And I'm like, so we practiced 3 times, I think, in the street, and Rohan's standing over the other side of the road, like going, yep, good, yeah, timing, and I was doing everything because it was only me then. So I'm like, door, lights, music, do. So we go, okay, I think we got it down. Let's do this.
So then, I rocked up, and in the car, Pam's like, oh, do you reckon Ed would let me use the toilet? I'm like, are we early? Like, have we got time? I was worried about missing the restaurant. Because we were booked in for 7:45 for a sitting there. It turns out it didn't exist. But anyway, so
actually, just on that too, I heard from the 2 other passengers in the car that they had to call into Chemist Warehouse and were dancing in the shop for 20 minutes to try and delay your arrival.
Because Steph said to me, she goes, And I put in the thing, the what time we're getting there, and it was 7:10. And she goes, I told you 7:30, so they had to delay you till 7:30 or close to.
So Steph knows me quite well because, like, I'm not a big shopping person. So she's like, I gotta go to Cummins West just to get a cream. I'm like, yeah, all right. I'm like, oh, I'll just sit here. So I just quite literally sat in the car, just responding to messages and things. And I was like, oh, And then it turns out like they're just waiting in the aisles, dancing in the aisles, like to the music that's going on, and just trying to waste time.
We've
And,
all become really good liars this week.
oh, mate.
It's been a web of lies the entire week.
And I know Steph's like she's like the most punctual person I've ever met. Like, she's got time anxiety to like you wouldn't believe. And I'm like, she's not even worried about time. I'm like, Steph, are you sure we're gonna make it on time to pick up Ed? Then it's like another 10 minutes or so from his place. Tommy parked the car. This, that, and the other. We're pushing it. And she's like, no, yeah, it's fine. She's like, you sure you don't want to put fuel in the car? I'm like, no, we have enough to get there. Like, anyway, we're pulling in, and Pam's like, oh, I better go to the toilet. I'm like, well, look, I can't leave. Yeah, you don't know which house it is. Like, she's never been there before. I'm like, I'll come and knock on the door and say, I'll show you where the toilet is. Anyway, you walk out the front door, and you were on the phone on the day before. It was like, you got to see, because I still haven't seen the Eco LPI, Ute.
That was my lure. That was my lure. What? Because it's where all we want to go to the toilet, and they're like, "Oh, how do I get in the garage? I could show them the Falcon, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You had me at Eco LPI, Ed. And so I'm standing at the door, and Pam's like, actually, I probably don't need to. I could probably hold it till tell the restaurant. I'm like, but you've just gotten out of the car. Like, what's going on?
How do you change from it being busting to needing to hold it within a second?
It went away.
I know. And then all of a sudden, I just see the garage open. You're like, I'll open the
No,
garage.
it was a bit before that, Bobby. So I said, we were at the phone. Oh, can they use your bathroom? And I was like, yeah, you can. But then I'm like, oh, the restaurant's quite close. And they're like, no, we can hold it. And I was like, okay. And I said, oh, no, but Matt, I'll show you the Falcon, right? Before we go, I'll show you the Falcon. And you're like, oh, Eco LPI. And I'm like, yeah, Eco LPI. All right. And then
Then the big reveal. So garage
get it up in
opens.
first, Matt, the music.
Yeah, and then music, then like the midnight started playing. I thought was he's showing me off, like trying to make me jealous of this Ute, because like he's talked up this Ute like you wouldn't believe. And this is the Ute that I had just
You inquired on.
I inquired on. I'm like, he's rubbing
He's
it
like
in.
really rubbing it in, yeah.
Yeah, he's
I
really
wouldn't do that. That's not nice. I wouldn't do that.
I know, but like, I was like, what's going on? Anyway, and then I saw the fog light of the car, and I'm like, I know what that fog light, like they're pretty unique, like they are unique to that car, and I'm like, I know what that is. And then by the time I jerried, the lights came on, and there's all people just yelling surprise. And then I haven't cried in front of people. I don't do that. But that was
Off the cover.
the cover got slipped off. Jim hit the lights. The music was playing, and everyone was just surprised. And I just was like, I think I was just shocked, and more than anything. And I can't believe you guys saw me cry. I'm so embarrassed. But
We got it on 3 different camera angles, man.
Natural emotion.
I think
Natural emotion.
I think I think all the emotion from that week, I think all the memories and all the emotion and everything, it just hit me. It honestly, it was the nicest thing anybody has ever done for me, you guys. I cannot thank you enough. I cannot, I can never repay that. Like that's, it shows that I have the best friends in the world. I freaking love you guys. Each and every one of you guys genuinely, holds a special place, in my heart. I just couldn't believe it. Like I couldn't stop sobbing. I don't know what was wrong with me. I was like, I can't stop crying. I was just shaking because I think it just hit me. Like it was, I've never just teared up like that before in my entire life. So yeah, it was just
People have given you cars before, but they were a bit shitter.
Yeah, they weren't great.
And they didn't get revealed like that one.
No.
Ed, you did an absolutely amazing job with that.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah,
I do what I can.
It was the
I
I think you
most.
need a job in like production or something.
Yeah.
it was amazing. It really was.
Wasted talent, man.
Yeah,
The,
dude,
the,
it
the
was the
only thing
most.
I do have to say though is, Matty, I know that you were sobbing because you saw the car, but I thought that you were sobbing more because all I could hear from inside the garage was, "Oh, the Ica LPI, the Ica LPI," and you didn't see
There
it,
was
and
no
I'm like,
LPI.
You
"Are
still
you crying
haven't
because you
seen
didn't
the
see
Eco LPI.
it?"
I still haven't seen it.
I
I
haven't
don't.
seen
I
it.
still need to see it.
I
It
imagine Matty's
wasn't
like,
really the focus that this week.
Matty's,
You know,
I imagine Matty's like, all
also-
right, so now we're heading to the restaurant. Like, Matty, there is no restaurant.
But I had pizza for everyone inside. You
Oh,
but you didn't go hungry.
It was the most
No.
surreal moment of my entire life. Like I don't know it's a Ford freaking Laser, but like it was the most I've ever felt people have cared for me in my entire life. Like it was it shows what, being a good person, and I pride myself in trying to be a really good person and
Yes, you are, Matthew. You are.
Yeah, you are.
That's why it happened this way.
Exactly.
If you were a prick, I would have done it.
Yeah,
You
no,
still
yeah.
would have done it for him.
Yeah,
Like, for example, if this happened to Adrian,
You would have made sure there was just one wheel sitting there.
Yeah.
Go get your own.
yeah, you want your discovery, there's what's left.
Yeah, what happens to Adrian, you buy a disco, you're like, this is my one now.
There's just a bit of rust on the floor. There's your disco.
That's formerly disco.
And Matt, it also sort of helped that the car that you really love is not that valuable. So that's
Yeah.
good.
If it was a colour, then I don't think we get one back.
I have to.
Yeah.
I
I've
have to
always
say
wanted a
that was-
pagoda. I've always wanted a pagoda. If you want to all be nice,
I
have a
mean,
whip round. Have a whip round on
I
that.
think we can sell all of our houses and afford a pagoda.
pagoda, yeah, quite literally, we could sell all of them and we'd
Yeah.
still be short.
We're all homeless, but you have fun, Ed. All the best.
That was the
I mean,
one
I did-
conversation I loved with Ed afterwards. He was just like, "I'm just glad that his car, like his dream car, is so cheap. It was easy to do."
It's attainable.
Easy to
Attainable.
please.
Yes.
Well, I did remember saying to you, Ed, one time, if I won the lotto, I would buy you that pagoda. I think I did mention that to you once.
Well, let's hope that still stands.
Yeah, absolutely, it stands.
And does it have to be real, or can we just start going down in scale?
Look, I'll take a model, but
No, I mean, you guys, like, it was honestly the best thing to ever happen to me. It was the most surreal moment of my entire life. I woke up this morning and like I had to like pinch myself. I'm like,
do you
did this
think it
happen?
was a dream?
So did this actually this actually happen? Like, but I think what got me the most wasn't just the car. It was seeing all of you guys there.
But there were 18 people there last night.
18 people.
Yeah.
18.
And they were the people that could have come. I found out there was more
There were
people.
a couple that couldn't make it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yep.
and like I'm still in the process of writing thank you messages to people.
So there's still some signatures need to go in the glove box.
Yeah, there's a couple of signatures.
Yeah.
I think Luka and Emily need to sign it. I think Harley needs to sign it, and Rob. That might be it. Well,
Yeah.
they're the ones I know of, I think.
So I'll be definitely about making them sign the glove box.
But then, of course, I've never driven this car. Wriggles has driven this car. I was really keen to hear from you. How does it drive? Because you're so intimate with that model
Yeah.
compared to your black ones, all rebuild engine, rebuild gearbox. Driving away last night down my street in the blue for the first time, like, what did you notice or what did you feel with it?
Yeah, it felt really good. It felt like my black one did, really. It just felt like it had done almost 200,000 less Ks. So which it had.
Does it feel tighter than the black car?
No, like my car was very tight. Like it was I had all the shocks done and everything and
Yeah.
It was a very tight car. This one feels exactly like that. The engine is really sweet. It's a really, like, the gearbox feels really nice and loose, but in a good way. Like, it just glides into gear.
That's fantastic because we couldn't go through a gearbox rebuild again.
No, absolutely not.
Yep.
Yeah,
I know
absolutely
where
not.
there is one.
Yeah, I know where there is one now, which is fine.
I got spares at least.
Yeah, correct. The engine's sweet. It revs really nicely. It's punchy and torquey. Like I didn't thrash it or anything. I just putted it at home, but
Next minute skids all the way down his street.
Kids all the way.
Get the Macca's trays.
Macca's trays on the back. No, it felt really good. It reminded me of when I first picked up my black Laser. Like that
That's
that
cute.
that same feeling of getting it like because it looked exactly the same with the the factory stereo and stuff and yeah
Did you feel at one with the car by the time you got home? Had
yeah
you
oh
bonded with
like
the car?
I turned around the corner I was like oh this is like home this is exactly
Good.
this is like
I was
home
just about to ask that. Did it feel like home?
yeah it felt exactly like how it should
That's awesome.
it did all the right things didn't have an an issue like I know there's a few things I got to do to it which I'm really keen and chomping at the bit to start doing I'm really
Big
excited
chrome rims.
big chrome
Big chrome
yeah
rims.
No,
24
Just for it.
no I'm really excited to like to just give it the Matty J touch because like it's the interior is ridiculously good like
Mm.
it's mint. So I'll put my original SR2 floor mats in it, and what else? There's a couple of globes out behind the center stack, but I've changed those in my sleep before, so they're pretty easy to do. But yeah, everything worked. The aircon's ice cold. Heater works. It felt like home. It felt like I'd never not driven, and I'm quite I've driven many lasers of that generation and 323s for that matter. Um, so I'm very comfortable with that platform and it's the car and I tell everybody it's the car I feel most comfortable with. I always have. It's just the easiest car to drive. So yeah, got it to Mum's place. Alan was there. Thank you again, Alan, for pushing the cars, and so I backed it into a driveway, and gonna I'm not gonna register it for a while. I'm gonna just wait till it's club platable. But I'm going to get it all ready to go before then. So
I didn't check the build date on it, but I think it's an early-ish O2.
it's an early O2. Like if it was registered 4th O2, it'd
Yeah, it's
be
compliance 402. So I think it's probably a Jan or a Feb or a late O1 build,
yeah,
maybe.
it could be. I couldn't double check last night, but
Yeah, have to look at it.
I'll have a look at the plates. I'm going to go past tomorrow evening and
There's
just
25
have a
years next year.
and and have a look. So yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to like I said, I've already got a few plans just to tidy it up. Still got some permit on there, so I'm going to take it to my mechanic to get him to look at it to tell me look if what it needs. It shouldn't if it's past the roadway recently, it shouldn't really need much.
Mm.
But in case if it does, that way I can say all right, I'll get that.
Order some bids.
It's I want to get a timing belt water pump for it. And then basically give it just paint the roof and the bonnet and the spoiler and the rear bar. 'Cause the front bar is actually quite good.
Pretty good.
Yeah, and I think that's it. I'm just gonna enjoy it and and love it to death because
And
because
not
it's
park it in the same spot.
no definitely not. It's not going anywhere besides a parked place. So that is not the front of my house.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I just wanted to thank you guys again. Like it's stuff like this doesn't happen for people, especially for to me, and it just shows the highs and lows of humanity. Some not
Scumbag.
yeah. Well, thank you, Adrian. Took my car from me essentially, um, and it took one not nice person to bring together a community of the best people to help out somebody. And I freaking love you guys. Like it's been one of the hardest, but also one of the best weeks of my life. So so
Wow.
thank you. So thank you guys.
Our pleasure, Matty.
You're very welcome, mate.
Yeah, definitely.
All Edward there.
No, it's not all me.
No, you organize this, man. Like honestly,
Yeah,
it's phenomenal that you organized it all. I'm happy that everybody said yeah, like we all jumped in. I was the first. Hell yeah, let's do this. But to even think of that, man, like that, you're a very nice person.
Yeah,
yeah.
As I said to Matt today, I can't fix a lot of things in this world. I can't change family relationships. I can't bring back ex-wives. I can't, I can't fix I can't change health concerns we might all have. But, sourcing a Laser SR2 and getting that to work, that I can do.
yeah, you can.
And the
like,
positivity you bring to Matty.
Yeah.
absolutely. Like
My pleasure.
like I just want to give a special shout out to all you guys. Like Ed, actually I'll do you last, but like I want to give a special shout out to Laura and Andrew for going up and getting it. Like using that's their time. Like like
Yeah.
They said to me, you know what they said to me? They said, "Oh, Ed, thanks for giving us a great a weekend holiday in Canberra." And I said, "You're thanking me?" I said, "You spent like 18 hours
Oh my
in the car."
goodness.
Like honestly, the nicest humans they are. Thank you to everybody involved. And thank you, David, for my putting up with my phone calls of just like what am I, thank you, Scotty, Jim, Alan, Chad, Adrian, for for the love, for the messages, like just to check in, it's checking in's it's I know it's not a person, and it's not a real death, but it meant a lot to me, and you guys knew how much that kind of meant to me. So thanks for keeping me distracted and talking to me and doing those things. Big thanks to my brother. Love him.
He's had a few phone calls this week.
Mate, he's called me more this week than he's called me in the last month.
Yeah, that's to try and distract you from buying these other bloody cars.
So he's
messaging me. He goes, "I'll call him. I'll talk to him."
Well, apparently, like I spoke to him today, and you said this to me as well, Ed. He went to buy the car and it sold, and you're like, "Yeah, I'm the one that bought it."
Well, yeah, he did say to me because I said I bought it. He goes, "Oh, really?" He goes, "I was almost just like, oh, I've just got to buy it. Matty's a mess. I'll just buy this damn thing." And then I said, I bought it. But here's my plan. I started telling him about the plan. He's like, "Well, I like it. Let's do it."
Yeah.
He really wanted to be there last night. He was very keen to see this unveil. So when the videos are done, Alan and Adrian, Luka's very keen to see it.
I can say just from looking over Chad's shoulder, just watching Luka's face light up when how he saw how you reacted, that was beautiful to watch as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it's
Boy.
meant a lot. So thank you, Luka and Emily. Love you guys. Thanks to Steph for putting up with me for the last freaking week and a half of this. She's been.
I wasn't sure how Steph would react, right? Because I wasn't friends with her on Facebook, so I added her, and then I invited her to the group, and I thought, I don't know how is she going to be on board with this, or is she going to be like
Another car?
Yeah, not another car, is replacing that one. And she just wrote back to me. She said, "Oh my God, I'm crying. Do it. On board. And I was like, okay, if I got the blessing of Steph, Sharon, me, and Shaz, because I invited her to the group, and Sharon said, "Ed, I can't believe it. Oh, he's going to be so wrapped up. Like she says, I'm tearing up. Do it. I'm on board. So I got Shaz on board. I got Luke on board. I got Steph on board. I was like, all right, well we're clean. This is happening.
You're good to go.
Let's do this. Unless he buys another car.
Well, yeah. Steph was like to me. She kind of because she knows I was looking for like an LPG Falcon to replace the Laser. She's like, this is on Friday Saturday, after I come home from helping you, Chad, and I put my oily clothes in the wash, and then got changed and came downstairs for dinner, and I'm like, so I spoke to the silver guy car today, and she's like, listen, you either buy that or you buy this. What are you gonna pick? And I'm like, oh. So that was quite literally my reaction. I was like, oh, okay. Like she full laid down the law. She's like, you're not having both. And I'm like, all right, I'll
What was the other option, Matty? The blue, silver, and
the silver SR2 or a gas Falcon.
A gas Falcon.
Oh, yeah.
Even Tommy, because Tommy was away with me, so he's like, I'll send him another Falcon. So Tommy's like,
oh, shit, we should have done that.
Just to
Started you with Falcons to not think about it.
So
it took a lot of distraction.
So she was like to me yesterday. She's like, I had to just kind of lay down the law because she's like, I knew this was happening, and she's like, if you would have brought that other car home, I would have killed you. And
I'm spewing now.
Yeah,
I should have got you both. That would have been hilarious.
I wrote that in the chat as you all. I said, "Oh my God, he could end up with two of these damn things." And Steph said, "No way."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Stop him! Stop him!"
I was like, because obviously the car's in Adelaide, the silver one was in Adelaide, and it's like 10 minutes from my brother's place, and I'm like, can you tell your brother just to go eyeball it for me? I just want to see if it's real. She's like, oh, where's the place? I'm like, oh, it's his location. She's like, oh, Matt, I wouldn't buy a car from there. It's like the Dallas of like she was like really putting this
Right.
place down. She's like, it's
Right.
worse than Broady. You know, she's like, Matt, you don't know where this car's been. And I'm like, I mean, I guess like, but then my next response was like, but Ed just buys random cars from people. He doesn't care. So,
Yeah.
so that was my response. So I'm trying to talk.
I do care. I do care where I buy them from, Matt, for the record.
Well, just for the record, Edward, when Edward and I first met, like I knew a guy that had this old Mini that he was talking up, and Ed's like, oh, I'll go have a look at it. It was in the middle of Somerton between two brothels, and he still went there and looked at it. So,
True.
so
Respect.
to talk
That
about
sounds
guns
like a
dodging,
good time.
yeah,
I figure if the car's not good, you still leave her happy.
happy, correct, 100%. It's a good time. So, yeah, it was seeing the amount of effort and just seeing the relief on Steph. She's like, I'm just glad this ordeal is over.
I was,
Ordeal.
I was very much enjoying my beer after the review. I'm like,
Oh,
thank God he likes it. Done.
yeah. So,
And it looks like you were ready for sleep straight afterwards.
I
You were
was,
just that relieved.
Yeah, I was. It's been an intense week, and
it's
we're
been
working. I'm camping. I'm working. I'm doing all this other stuff. It was just intense. If you just relaxed a little bit, Matthew, and just gone, the right one will come
Can't
along.
relax.
We could have done this at Sakura. We could have done it
Oh.
next weekend. I could have organized a nice lunch barbecue for everyone or something, But no,
it was honestly, it was perfect. It was
Monday night in the
it was-
darkness. That's what had to happen.
It was the best because like I honestly stopped looking at for lasers, Saturday. After I spoke with Steph and Luka had told me numerous times in tradie talk, don't buy that car, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, all right, I'll just wait. And I was just waiting. I think after that, all I was looking at was LPG Falcons, which is rare for me. So
Good.
yeah, I was just like, yeah, whatever. And I started playing my Switch again. So I was playing Super Mario and just relaxing. And I was like, I need to relax before I go back to work. I don't need any of this extra BS. I've got next week to do things. And
Well, I'm glad somebody was relaxing.
yeah, I know, right? Yeah, quite literally.
I mean, look, Ed had to pull his hair out.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So then yeah, like yesterday I was just like yeah, well, here's what it's like. Look, going for dinner, pick up Ed. It'll be a good night. Ed's always down for a free feed, and
Hey, I'm happy to pay. I'm not like
I know,
I'm tight, but I'm not like total tight.
I know. I'm just making you laugh, but no, honestly, it was the best surprise ever, best gift ever. It's
So let's look at all the cars you've been given. LTD given,
yeah, given
but a bit shit of a handover.
munted car, but yeah. Anyway,
What was the other one? Ford Laser that Pam drives given.
yeah, that's been great. That's been fantastic. Like a listener of the show, Norma, thank you for giving me your car.
What about the other? Wasn't there another car you got given? The Merc
the Merc, the 124? Yeah.
124, yeah, given.
So Alan would say that one was a curse.
Yeah,
Well, can we start doing this with someone else instead? Yeah, like,
and then this is the fourth car you've been given.
Yeah, it's and it's the best one by far. So
Very
again, guys, thank you so much. I cannot thank you. Like Edward, it's the biggest of thanks to you. The special of thanks just for you, just to pull the pin and say screw it and do it.
Sometimes you got to take a punt. But I had a good feeling about this car. From what I saw in the photos, I thought, I think this thing's okay.
Yeah.
And I was very sort of relieved when Andrew and Laura dropped it off and I walked around it with them and I'm looking in every crevice and under the bonnet and I'm like, I think this is all right.
Yeah.
I think we've lucked on quite a solid base here.
Yeah, it's a cracking car. So thank you.
My friend always jokes. My friend Matt always jokes. He's a dealer as well. Because I'm always on about a clean boot. If the boot in a car is sort of good, usually the rest of the car's good.
Pretty good. Yeah.
No, it's my little theory anyway. And I said, Matt, the boot on this car is beautiful. It's got the original tools and and the carpet looks like it's never had anything on it, and the plastics aren't all scratched at all. It's not even a mark. And he goes, oh, you and your boots, you always love a boot. And I'm like, well, I think it's a good sign because
yeah, it is. Yeah, like the car, like the carpets in it is just it's interior wise it's cracking. Exterior wise it's It's 90%.
Savable.
It just needs paint. It just needs a bit of paint.
Yeah.
And
But it's never had paint. We walked around it last night under those lights, and it really doesn't look like it's ever had a panel painted, which
it's original.
is good. And as I said with Canberra cars, like my Tarago, it's 80k an hour everywhere. They all get warmed up properly usually. There's no stop-start horribleness, so that mechanically it's actually quite kind to cars, coming from Canberra. And no fault, good climate for cars.
Yeah, 100%. It's like I've been to Canberra a few times now, and yeah, it's pretty easy. Like, to get anywhere, you got to drive a bit. So yeah, no, it's good. I'm just so thankful to you all. So
we look forward to seeing its progress and seeing it improve.
Absolutely. I'm gonna take it next week to go get looked at just to see what it needs.
By the way, did you take out insurance on it today?
I'm doing that straight after this podcast, Edward.
Oh, okay. Yeah, text me when you're done, and I'll get rid of mine.
Absolutely. I'm going to do that straight after this. But yeah, honestly, guys, thank you so much. I honestly can't thank you enough. I don't know how I could ever repay you guys. So thank you.
Don't repay. No repay.
No.
It's our pleasure.
Yeah.
Quite the podcast, Matty.
Yeah, it's been a big episode. So thank you guys.
Yeah, have a rest.
Yeah. I'm going to.
I invited you into the group last night so you can see all the bullshit.
Oh, I haven't even looked at it, to be honest with you. I didn't even see it. So.
Go for a scroll. Bye.
We'll do some quick plugs before we finish the show. Chad's delivering it to and Magna transmission swaps. He now knows what to do. Need a manual converted Magna. He's your guy.
Let me know if you need any metal or glass.
Yeah, correct.
In general.
Scotty's golf tip of the week.
It's Scotty's snitches. Just to let you know, Matty, you're getting a blue laser.
Yeah, thank you. Damn, thank you.
Extreme blue.
Extreme.
Yeah. Just snitching.
Ed's buy swap and sell.
Saab, come and get it. Vienta, soon to be ready. Volvo, as of today. My first ever one. Doesn't matter.
Bloody Volvo driver. Jim's car taking.
Yes, on the complete waste of $20 million on telling us how to save fuel, I did notice they never seem to mention servicing your car, which is going to have a profound impact on whether or not your car uses a lot of fuel. So I would recommend making sure your car's serviced properly.
There you go. Jim's tips.
Good advice, Jim.
Jim's tips. David's words of wisdom.
I'm not even looking one up tonight. It's very simple. If you get the chance to do something nice for somebody, do it, because it's an amazing feeling.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Adrian's ARB. Anything you want to plug, Adrian?
All I'm going to say is that if the listeners, if they want to see what's happened with what we're talking about, there is a video that will be coming. I have something quite epic planned.
Oh,
so hopefully it does
a
not take
movie
me too
length
long.
feature.
I don't know if I can get it that far, but I am trying to plan something really big. So once it's done,
I'll put it online. This could go viral with worldwide laser community.
That's it. It's going to go online. Alan.
All right. If you would like to smugly look at your fellow petrol and diesel commuters after spending 5 to 6 figures on an EV, you can hit up our good friend Rizzy Ross at carloop.com.au. Also on Facebook at facebook.com/carloopau. He is a man in the know when it comes to the electric car space. He can let you know which one you should waste your money on, so you can then say, I'm saving on fuel. We won't worry about how you justify those costs in the first place.
Destroy the environment.
Yep. He's also the man in the know when it comes to the cost of new cars, so hit him up.
Like and share our Facebook pages, Car Talk TORQE with Matty J. If you missed any of our previous episodes, they're all up on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasting apps. So don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review to us there. Check out our merch. Go to our Print Locker store. The link will be in the show notes below, and for all our other episodes. Support the show there, or support the show by going to Patreon to our Patreon. Go to patreon.com/Car Talk Podcast. Hello to our patrons. We are also on
YouTube. So we have some of our previous episodes, some exclusive car ASMR videos, and in the near future, a pretty good little documentary on the
documentary. Is this a documentary you're making?
It'll be a documentary. We won't have to have you sit there and tell the story again, and we'll have a bunch of different people's kind of things. It'll be like a Netflix one though. So
It'll
pretty
be
drum
like
tight.
a-
It
It'd be
is
like a
a
vintage.
smoking jacket in a
Yes, I was
weekend. Yeah.
I first had the idea Tuesday last week.
But you need the scotch.
Planning this, Ed.
You need the scotch in your
Last week.
hands. You do a
And,
swirl on it.
and because it's made for Zoomers with low
Burning
attention
my
spans,
whiskey is
like the scenes will be repeated on multiple times, so you have to say the same thing 3 times.
And we're gonna have everybody's like, what do you call it, preview of the same part that's happened as well.
This is going to be a terrible documentary.
Oh, it's gonna be absolutely shocking.
I'll still.
All right, guys.
Okay, bye.
Look, take it easy.
A great
guys. Thank you.
week.
You too.
See you guys.
Yeah.
Bye.